Hey K-popers, and welcome back to Hallyu, where it's time for a brand new K-pop news update. When there was news this week, it was big news. A slew of precautionary testing measures for several big groups, a bombshell reveal from Sunmi about her mental health, a bizarre non-story about SM staff importing drugs for BoA, and of course, lots more new music. Before we get started, a quick thank you to Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to be on this list and show off your bias group to everyone watching, you can support my work on Patreon. Patrons also have a say in lots of videos before they're released, so if you want to leave your mark on Hallyu, come join us over on Patreon. Alright guys, let's jump right in. This is your K-pop news update for December 20th, 2020. The first story I want to talk about is once again the coronavirus, as there have been lots of close calls this week. Obviously the big news here is that Golden Child Jaehyun tested positive this week. As with the other cases, I shared this in a breaking news video, and since then thankfully nobody else in the group has tested positive who came into contact with Jaehyun. There have also been a handful of possible exposures with certain broadcasting crew testing positive, and so this week Luna, 17, and NCT all underwent precautionary testing, and thankfully they all came back negative. Unfortunately though, another member of Uptension has also tested positive this week, that being Zhao. This is unfortunate but not totally surprising, as the first two idols to contract the virus were his fellow members, Bido and Kogyo. As always, I wish the idols who have contracted this a smooth recovery, and I hope everyone continues to stay safe as we go into the holiday season. Now for a wild revelation from the superstar soloist Sunmi that came out this week on Mnet's show Running Mates. Sunmi made a big revelation about her mental health, saying, quote, "I was diagnosed 5 years ago with a borderline personality disorder. That's what was bothering me, but I felt relieved because I got diagnosed and can get treatment, and I got better after taking medicine. Still, I had to resolve the fundamental thing because it's the people around the person with a borderline personality disorder that goes through a lot of difficulties." This obviously adds a lot of meaning to her special MV that came out this year called Borderline, which now seems to be autobiographical. I'm really proud of Sunmi for having the courage to speak out and help break some of the stigma around disorders like this, and I really hope she continues to do well and stay healthy. Now, a very peculiar incident occurred this week that involved SM Entertainment staff and BoA, which created some wildly speculative headlines for nothing, starting with an SBS News broadcast. So, without getting into all the import-export policies and legal details, essentially what happened is this. BoA had been having issues sleeping and was prescribed a medicine by a doctor to help with that. Unfortunately, the prescription caused serious side effects, and so a staff member and a friend of BoA's reminded her about a different medication she had taken in Japan before that worked well. So they obtained a prescription from Japan, and the staff member mailed it to BoA in Korea. The only problem is that the staffer wasn't familiar with the laws about importing medicine, so they didn't follow the proper procedure nor fill out the proper paperwork for doing so. SM issued a very detailed statement about this, and I have no reason not to believe them. Given the fact that they issued basically no statement on other controversies in recent memory, I don't think a statement this detailed could be fabricated. Either way, the most important thing here is BoA's well-being, and so I hope she's able to get enough sleep going forward. Alright, now let's switch over to the new releases that we got this week, which featured a lot of solo outings from idols. We'll start with Infinite's Kim Sung-kyu, who is back with the song I'm Cold.
Crazy now, Friday night, you and I, yeah, 지독한 병에 걸린.
Soloist Son Sung-yeon, who goes by Sonnet, released Ready, a powerful song with a beautifully shot MV. Monsta X dropped the Japanese version of their latest song, Love Killa, this week. Rookie soloist Sori dropped this primal track called Trigger. Twice gave us an early Christmas gift in the form of the hugely hyped up song Cry For Me. And speaking of Christmas, Lehigh and Crush got together to release For You.
Listen to me, I am the woman that you've been waiting for.
Jackson Wang and JJ Lin worked together on this song called Should've Let Go.
Should've let go.
The recently debuted soloist DPR Ian got some help from DPR Live and CL in his interestingly titled song No Blueberries.
Just kinda I've been looking down
and last but certainly not least, Taeyeon is back in What Do I Call You?
What do I call you? 이럴 때엔 이름이 역시 무난할까?
There were lots of other new K-pop songs released this week too, so let me know what new songs you've really been enjoying down in the comments. I think you guys could see my pick coming from a mile away. It's Taeyeon's new release, What Do I Call You? Forever Girls' Generation indeed. And now back to the news, where we'll start by commemorating the late Kim Jong-hyun, whose 3-year anniversary passed this week on the 18th. SHINee shared a beautiful picture on Twitter with the quote, "I'll always love you." If you want to learn more about how important Jonghyun was and still is to K-pop, definitely check out my deep dive on him. Congratulations are in order for Mamamoo. This week their MV for the song Hip became their first to reach 200 million views, an incredibly high number. Speaking of achievements, BTS's Spring Day has become the first song ever in Melon's history to spend 200 consecutive weeks charting in Melon's Top 100. It's currently still ranked in the 50s on the chart. If you need some sort of indication of how long 200 weeks really is, how about this? DSP's co-ed group KARD debuted 5 months after Spring Day started charting. Spotify is planning to officially launch in Korea in the first half of 2021. I'll be curious to see how this affects charting in 2021, but more importantly, hopefully this means we'll finally get better availability on songs. I'm still missing huge swaths of my favorite music from Girls' Generation, April, IU, and a whole bunch of other artists right now. Twice's new album, Eyes Wide Open, has debuted at number 72 on the Billboard 200. Congratulations to Twice. 17 will be appearing on the Late Late Show with James Corden in January. This definitely lends some credibility to the rumors going around that 17 will be coming back soon, and I can't wait. In some pretty sad news, the former Top Dog member Sogung, whose real name is Park Hyun-ho, revealed he endured serious bullying while in the group and was unanimously voted out by other members. After his father was hard on him about it, he even tried to jump out of a window. Thankfully, he is doing better now, and I hope he has a strong network outside of that world now. An outbreak at the construction site for Big Hit's new building in Yongsan has caused work to be suspended for the time being. The first case occurred on December 12th, and by the time it was discovered on the 16th, 62 different people at the site tested positive. TVXQ's Yoonho is making a solo comeback in the new year. We can expect his new album to drop in January. And in a piece of delightful news, the legendary Hyungdong is returning to activities after taking some time to address his mental health. FNC released a statement yesterday saying that Hyungdong is eager to return to his TV activities. Alright, now let's talk about music shows this week. As I mentioned last week, there were only 2 music show broadcasts, the show and Countdown, though Inkigayo did still award a winner for a total of 3 trophies. KBS's Gayo Daechuk concert also happened this week with a ton of awesome collabs though, so definitely check out some of those performances. Anyways, back to the music shows. The IZ*ONE victories I predicted last week actually came true. IZ*ONE took 3 wins for Panorama on the show, Countdown and Inkigayo, sweeping the shortened week. What do you think we'll see on music shows next week? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright K-popers, you're officially caught up on everything going on in the K-pop world. Let me know what new songs and what news items stood out to you down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you come back tomorrow for a very exciting video that I'm really excited to show you guys. I'll see you then.